You know, our World War II vets are still telling stories of the greatest generation and are closer than you think. A visit to one of the Baltimore County retirement communities gives us a closer look at both the Pacific and the European theater. ABC 2 News' Brendan McNamara has a story in this week's RBC Wealth Management Salute to Maryland Veterans.
Inside the walls of the North Oaks retirement community, there are men who helped save the world.
It was a tough life, but at that time we didn't know it was tough.
After Pearl Harbor, Gil Cullen was pulled out of school and made a lieutenant in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. He had no idea what was coming his way.
We were hit in Leyte by a kamikaze.
Towards the end of the war, a Japanese plane purposely flew into Cullen's USS Mugford, taking as many Americans as possible along with it.
It looked like you were going to get hit. This plane was flying low, and it flew right into us and hit the stack.
5 men were killed on board and the ship's engine room was knocked out. But Cullen lived through one of the war's most terrifying moments, later became a dentist back in America, and ran an office in Pikesville for decades.
Mine were good experiences, but a hell of a lot of people had bad experiences.
I had no idea what the hell I was getting into. Nobody knew.
While Cullen was in the Pacific, North Oaks resident Aaron Seiden was fighting Nazis on the other side of the world.
From the day we landed, it was 5 days before my 19th birthday, I did not think I was going to live to see 19.
The former infantryman found himself in Normandy just 13 days after D-Day.
It's just, you just want to survive.
Later, he was surrounded by Germans in the Battle of the Bulge.
And all the Germans had to do was use artillery, send up shells, hit the trees, and cause the dispersal of more shrapnel in a wider area. I never knew what the hell hit me.
A piece of shrapnel in his chest marked his second serious wound of the war. After that, Seiden got to go home. But that's not the last time he would see Europe. In 2013, he returned to Normandy Beach to visit the graves of Americans killed on D-Day.
The very last was this young man from Ohio who was killed on July 28th. He was in the 329th Regiment, and I was in the 330th Regiment. There, but for the grace of God, it could have been reversed.
Even knowing what he knows now, he says it was never too much to ask.
This is a great country. We're all children of immigrants. This country opened up its doors, welcomed people. This is my way of saying thank you for bringing my grandparents over and accepting them.
I was at that time 21, 22. It was a good life.
A life that is still being honored, even here in their new home, almost 75 years after those eternal acts of bravery.
And so when people come up and say, thank you for serving, you know what I say? You're welcome.
In Pikesville, Brendan McNamara.
What else are you going to say?
ABC 2 News.